That's it. If it isn't better for survival, you don't have to work for nobody else. Focus on your spiritual wealth. Watch it manifest for perfect health. Meditate, then your payments escalate. Some sage. Self-love, baby, that's a power play. Compassion, forgiveness, live with more intention, speak life, give thanks, stay dedicated to ascension. Make the most out of your existence. Be consistent. I am all that I preach to be. I invite y'all to take a leap with me. Astral projecting through frequencies. Let's slide it out and be me. Keeping it real. I am all that I Okay. Grand Rising family. It is Reddit's Recovery Reminders. Let me stop this. Smoke this leaf for me. Okay. That was Lizzie Jeff Goddess Code, if anybody's interested. Lizzie Jeff Goddess Code. It's really important what kind of music you're listening to, what you put into your ears. Your ear is a womb. So what you listen to time and time again, especially on a daily basis, it gives you your thoughts and your frequency. So if you are really, serious about raising your frequency, you need to be very specific about what you are listening to, what you are reading, what you put up with in your relationships. People that love you treat you lovingly. There is no confusion. None. If there's any confusion whatsoever, there is probably manipulation, toxicity, and probably some kind of demonic attachment. Okay? And we choose what kind of energy we allow in our lives. And, sometimes when we're unaware of what? Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry for the interruption. I'm not very good at editing my videos, so y'all have to bear with me. I use my phone and the app. So anyway, messages from the universe that I got before I started this. It says, what is meant to be yours is already making its way to you. Whatever was never yours is starting to flee from you. With time, it all makes sense. For now, bear the confusion and focus on living fully in the present. Don't let your whole life be, I'll be happy when. Be happy now. And that is the best advice that I could give to anyone. Being in that emotion actually brings that frequency. It draws the frequency to your life. And why not be happy? I mean, it's such a better life. Like comparatively, now that I have a positive attitude constantly, like my life is 1000% better than it used to be when I blamed everything on everything else except for my energy, my own energy. Now that I take responsibility for everything that I draw into my life, what is it teaching me? It's like, this is the lesson. We draw things into our life to make us our best selves. When we actually take the information we have learned and integrate it into our lives and then, move forward from there, things just get a little better. And, the small changes every day turn into like huge life-shattering changes in the long run. At least they have for me. And the other one says, what is meant for you won't pass you by. You will never have to force something that is truly meant to be. Trust in the perfection of divine timing, and allow your life to unfold as it should. Whatever comes, let it go. Whatever goes, let it go. Wonderful messages from the universe today. So what really made the biggest difference to me in like changing the way I saw life and the world and myself was basically the as above, so below thing. When I realized that everything that we see is actually within us internally, like it, even the stars, like everything, it is in us. And as within, so without. I'm going to go over this part because it's really important to me. Because when I learned that I was the one creating everything that I was seeing, it allowed me to change my life and what I chose to do every day. I didn't want to destroy myself anymore. So I stopped doing things that were unhealthy for me. I smoked cigarettes for 35 years. Now I don't smoke ever. I don't smoke cigarettes ever anymore. I vape. And I don't even smoke flower. For my THC, I use a vape. And these are things that I'm hoping I will eventually be able to cut out as well. But it's a process, you can't just stop everything. I mean, you could, and that I wish I could, but I struggle with pain, feeling bad, That's why I've had to taper. I plateaued. I'm like at a stable spot right now. I think it's just because of the winter. But we go through the process. When we have what we want to do in mind, like I want to be sober and free, sovereign. Like I don't want to be dependent on anything to feel like I'm living a good life. And, going from completely opiate addicted and people addicted and thought addicted to, turning off my thoughts and changing, the way I perceived everything, it wasn't an easy process. And I lost, things that I thought cared about me. But you see that when you start actually healing, people that don't want to heal are going to bail. They know what's coming, and they know that you're going to finally see who they are. And it was all an act. And that's what I just can't get over. How did I not see this before? And I have a lot of, crazy thoughts like, well, if he was doing that, what else was he doing? And I had a few intuitive hits along the way of what I thought he was doing. And I actually saw a video of this happening to a woman, exactly what I had intuitively thought he was doing to me. This woman, they found it on his computer. He was a perv, and whatever. I can't even imagine, but it is what it is. It taught me what I needed to know about myself, and that's the only thing that matters. I don't know what he was doing, but not my thing. I believe we had a soul contract, and he had to come in and be that person in order for me to actually see myself. And, I love him. I completely love him 100%. I don't ever want to interact with him on an emotional or, even like, but he taught me what I needed to know about myself. And for that, I will always be indebted, but I believe that it was a karmic relationship. That's what karmic relationships do. They teach us what we need to know about us, because that's really the only goal here, is to find out who we truly are. And when we figure that out and we can stand in that with integrity and pride, basically, I didn't have pride in who I was before. I am so proud of myself and how far I have come in just the past year since I started this channel. Like, my self-esteem has come back so much. Like, and that's like really what I started this for, was to get that interaction with people, because we need each other. Nobody can do this by themselves. As much as I wanted to say, oh, I can do this, I don't need anybody. I need you guys. I need each and every one of you that, leaves a kind, loving comment, that I actually feel like people are looking, people are paying attention, and that my feelings matter. Because I spent so many years feeling like they didn't. And, it was my fault. I didn't have to stay, but I was seeking that love. And sometimes we do some really backwards things to get what we think is love. Excuse me. What we have seen in our past as love isn't always love. And I had to learn that. I had to first accept that I was being, abused, and that this wasn't actually love, as much as I wanted it to be that perfect, romantic, fairy tale Disney ending that we all, thought we were going to end up with. It's not. You can only create that by creating yourself. The only Disney story is a Cinderella story that you create for yourself, when you realize that you are the light of love, and when you stop focusing that love on another person and start focusing it on life and what you can create to make the world a better place, and to actually help other people to maybe navigate their journey a little better. I wish I would have had me when I was, I really did, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know who I was, because I was taught that, I had a savior. You are your own savior, and no one is coming to save you but you. And once you start putting that energy into saving yourself and healing yourself and actually loving yourself the way that you should have been loved the whole, childhood by your parents, they only can do what they were taught. We are a bunch of generations of broken homes, and it's all, that's what we have. But what we have, what we can do is make the best of what we have, and realize that by stepping out of the norm, you can create whatever you desire in your life. What would make you happy? I want to grow my own food and, have my little pull behind home where I can go anywhere and travel and be comfortable. And I will. That's my goal. To have my portable home and to get paid to be me, spreading love and kindness, and letting, my fellow addicts know that they have the power within them to create whatever they choose to. I mean, think about how much energy we expended to get our, And when we start taking that same energy and putting it towards our life and growing our spiritual and mental and emotional selves in alignment with the greatest good, we become unfreaking stoppable. Okay? Go ahead, try to stop me, because it's not going to happen, because I know that no matter what comes up against me, how I react to it is my power. Okay, as within, so without. Genesis, the tree of life was also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The tree of knowledge of good and evil is the nervous system, because it gives us, our mind, the knowledge of good and evil. The mind and soul come from eternal bliss, and the mind projects the soul into this dualistic simulation to gain the knowledge of dualism, because in spirit we don't have these things to grab and feel. We can't feel physically in, the other realm. Okay, so we have to learn, when we know how to use this body to navigate the world properly, when we know how to control our emotions and not allow other people to get us out of balance, because I used to be so bad. I would react so badly. And, you do not have to give people the same energy that they come at you with. You don't. You just don't, especially if that's not your character. You just look at them and smile and walk away. You don't have to respond. And learning to not respond to people that tried to upset me was my greatest superpower. And that is what really gave me my power back. It made me realize that I was being manipulated emotionally and I was being drained. And if I didn't get out, I was going to be unalived soon. That is narcissistic abuse and covert abuse, trying to make you think you're crazy. And then, because this is all happening behind closed doors. And then when you try to speak to people and they're like, oh, but he's so, you don't know. You have no freaking clue. But that's part of the nefariousness of it. Once you stop allowing it to affect you, because once they can no longer hook into your emotional, they've got nothing. And they eventually get bored and walk away, because all they wanted is that reaction from you. They don't want the love. They're not there for the love. They're there for the reaction. It's not an actual real soul connection. It's a karmic relationship to get you to look at yourself and face the harmful, toxic patterns that you were raised with, and to do something to step outside of that and to make your life a better place. And it's just gratitude for days, for everything, because everything is exactly as it's meant to be, to show you to yourself. And once you can accept yourself for who you are, you can start making little changes to do things differently if you don't like it. And that's what I started doing. I've never really hated myself. I just didn't like myself because I didn't know what I was doing wrong to keep people from loving me. But then I realized people don't love themselves. And that's the problem. We weren't taught this. We weren't taught to love ourselves, and that our emotions are our power, and that our sexual energy is the pinnacle of creative power. And when we give that away time and time again to people who don't deserve it, we can be drained spiritually, emotionally, mentally. It's completely life zapping, and you don't even know what. Anyway, things are just so much better today because I realize that I have the power within me to control my emotions, and what I choose to focus my energy on, if something is not working time and time and time and time again, it's time to throw the thing away and go find another one. Not, if they can't change their behavior to care about the way you feel, then they just can't. Stop expecting to get milk from a scorpion. It's just never going to happen. And when you get that radical acceptance for everybody, yourself included, you were given these traits by your parents. There's nothing you can do about them. The sooner you accept that you look the way you look, and yet the only thing you can change is your attitude. You can start doing that, and it changes everything about your life, I promise. You are the light. Right in here, right there. You're the light in your heart. When you follow it and start, like going towards things that make you feel whole and healthy instead of numb and detached, you are connected to everything. The only place you are disconnected is in your mind and your heart. The heart is the most important. We're all connected, like a mycelium network. We are the mushies. Our heart network is the mushies of the earth. I love you guys. I hope everybody has a really, really great week, is having a great week. It's Wednesday, 18:18 on the clock. I love you guys. Stay in your highest vibration, the love. The love. When you get into the love, that's the vibe. The love and the authenticity. I wish I could explain how much it changed my life, just accepting myself as I am. Yep, I'm an addict. Yep, I did all that stuff. Yep, I did. But I was so caught in fear. I don't know what I was even afraid of, but there was this terrible fear that loomed over my life. I don't have that fear anymore. There's nothing to fear. We create everything we see before us. And if you don't like it, make changes. Ask the universe, and the universe helps you, I promise. When you're doing the right thing, it just live in love, and love lives in you. I love you guys. Be a blessing. Peace.